So this is one of the design principle about balance. And I'm going to just talk about balance as actual body, weight shift and also visual balance. Okay. So you guys, it's interesting when people stand up like this on this, try to balance out. You don't want to fall down, right? So it's about controlling your weight shift. You are born, and then one point at the age 1, you decide to stand up and walk by yourself with the two legs. And in order to walk with the 2 legs, you have to know your weight shift on your body, right? So naturally, human being or any creature, we don't want to fall down. We always have kind of a sense of balance of your body. So that's kind of related to visual balance too, actually. Okay. So what I just talked is actual balance means when somebody's standing, even if it's not totally straight, in order to stand by yourself, you have to think about weight shift from top of your head to the bottom of the legs. Okay. So if you're making sculpture, Tao and I were in the sculpture class in the summertime, we have to think about the sculpture to stand up by itself, right? So obviously you don't want to have one side to be too heavy, one side to be too light, then sculpture falls down, right? So that's the actual balance we normally talk about. That's typically we talk in sculpture class, okay? And this is Alexander Calder's very interesting mobile sculpture. And I'm sure you may have seen this. There are a lot of mobile sculpture by Alexander Calder in SF MoMA if you go. I know it's closed right now. But this is an interesting example of actual weight and also visual weight. This is mobile, means it's all self-standing. The weight shift is all figured out by the artist. So this one stand by itself, right? Something heavy here, something smaller here, then some are going up, some are going down. So all together, I think this one, it has a good equal weight shift. And that goes to the stand like this. So entire thing is very carefully sorted out about size of the metal, and the direction of metal, that's all figured out as actual weight shift. But same time, visually pleasing too. Don't you guys agree? This one has a visually pleasing figure. So whenever actual weight shift, weight balance is figured out, there's something visually pleasing too, okay? So this is kind of giving idea. We all feel like something balanced, something unbalanced, because we know the balance of our body. And that applies to visual world too. Couple of important vocabularies. If it's a 2-dimensional plane, we may call it a pictorial balance, okay? So pictorial balance is different from actual balance. Actual balance is typically about 3-dimensional work. And pictorial balance is more about the 2-dimensional work, okay? Of course, when left and right exactly similar, you feel like it's balanced out. That is called a symmetrical balance, okay? It's basically left and right. This is not exactly same, but it's giving idea. Left and right is almost same. Same amount of space, same amount of size of the figure between left and right. A lot of things are symmetric. This is the United States Capitol building. At the center here, and there's left and right wing. I think that kind of give you idea is that left and right has a equal power, balanced out, healthy government. Okay. At the same time, looks like it's more stable, right? It's kind of grounded and doesn't look like a building is falling down. you don't want to see your own government building about to fall down, right? You want to have your country to be very stable. So this one kind of intentionally making a symmetric design to our capital building, symbolizing equal left and right power, and also stabilizing kind of feeling about the country. First is, if it's left and right is not equally exactly same content, that's called asymmetrical balance. Okay, adding a in front of the word, I think it's Greek thing, make it negative. Asymmetrical balance means not symmetrical. Okay, but yet it is kind of balanced out. It doesn't feel like this one is both figures are about to fall down. Okay, this person is bigger than this cat, right? But I think because there's a big cat shadow from the window on the right side, this side is, even though the cat is smaller than this lady, there's something more occupying a space. That's why left and right is not necessarily unequal. There's some kind of balance between left and right, even though they are asymmetrical. So visual balance is related to actual balance in a way. Okay, so a big object on seesaw, small object, and depending on where they are, location of those objects can make these to be equal. Okay, of course, if this is too close to the center, then of course, this big box will be much heavier, so it falls down. But if this is way to the edge of the image, become isolated, that means has a little bit more attention viewer can give. So that becomes equally important to this big box. Okay, so that is a visual balance artists always try to create on two-dimensional picture plane, right? So these are all symmetric or asymmetric, right? But looks like symmetric is, of course, left and right is exactly the same. This is slightly asymmetric, right? But giving a slightly different element on each side, but doesn't look like one side is too strong, one side is too weak. This is the same thing. This one is kind of bigger but close to the center, and this is smaller but it's kind of far away, become more isolated. So there is enough balance between left and right side of the seesaw. Okay, so other ones are all kind of giving the same idea. Okay, a nice picture, actually a painting, maybe it's a photograph. I forgot the name of the artist. Looks like it's trying to work out between left and right, even though one side has bigger figure, one side is smaller figure, right? But giving a little bit more intense black here on the left side, here has some red shape on the right side. So if you try to divide this one exactly in the middle to divide into left and right, of course there's big difference between left and right. But I think it doesn't look like they are like a off balance. There's some kind of a balance going on between left and right. Again, these are all samples of asymmetric balance. Big picture here, smaller picture, but here has big cast shadow on the left. So it doesn't look like something weird. It's actually you feel comfortable enough to look at this. This is a funny picture. What's going on here? What is the picture about? This is a photograph. Looks like this is a tree, right? Yeah. So, of course, this is a photograph, and probably this person was moving, and that's why, maybe the body was moving, the foot was not moving. That's why body became almost disappeared, right? Such a big shape on the left side of the picture, and such a small shape on the right side of the picture, right? But probably your attention goes equally between left and right. This is such a impressive marble cover pattern with a big tree in the middle. And here such small element, but why foot is walking by itself, right? Something mysterious about this. So people will be probably starting to pay attention to this as much as paying attention to this big shape on the right, left. So that gives you a feeling of this picture is left and right are equally balanced, equally strong. Okay. Artists use that kind of theory all the time by shape or by color and by placement. Okay. Radial balance means it's not about left and right, just all over, top and bottom, across that. Okay. So interesting, just always photograph picture, and a picture always captures some kind of movement, and weight shift is there. Body has weight, and that shifts like this. Okay. Sometimes artists use that imbalance intentionally. Looks like this is a big open space, and his body is not the center. His body is actually pushed towards the left side of a photograph. And it's a very famous photograph. This is actually, this soldier is being shot and about to fall down. And funny thing about this picture is his body is not really center. His body is way to the left side of the picture. That kind of feeling of imbalance is he is occupying the left side of the photograph and leaving this side empty. That can give you a psychological effect too. Looks like he's almost falling down and just losing the balance. Okay.